Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like at o'clock, and I'm when I feel like at o'clock today, twice. I'm cutting out a nap, all for you, my pretties. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. Okay, so the big thing right out today is I don't even know what day it is. What day it is? Write it down in the bottom. Um, Karlsson. Karlsson is apparently has said uh, that he would like to go to Toronto, Montreal, or Ottawa. And the big sounding board is Ottawa, 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 Ottawa. Well, that's where his that's where his wife is from. Now, say the possibility of this is what's the possibility of him going back to Ottawa? I'll tell you this right now. If this was planned the whole time, this might be the best thing that Dorian has done yet. Yet. Like really. And there's talk of Duchesne not going back, Duchesne going to Montreal as well. Now, of those, the thing is, of those three teams, Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa, all of them can make some sense. Toronto would have to leave, would have to lose some salary, but they definitely need defensemen. I think Toronto's the least likely, simply because they would likely have to trade Nylander or not sign Marner or something of that, and I can't see either one of those things happening for a guy who is, although an amazing defenseman, having had injury problems recently, and we don't know how he's old enough where that could be an ongoing problem. He's probably going to be looking now somewhere in the $9 million per year. I don't know. The Ottawa. Now, here's the thing: of the three, Montreal makes sense if they want to go that direction. If they want to take a gamble on the fact that he's not going to be injured and that he's going to that he's going to be able to get completely healthy again, it'd be great. Except you're paying now Patrick Waugh $10 million, and you're paying him around $9. You're kind of on a rebuild. You almost made the playoff. They almost made the playoffs last year, but they're still very, very young. It does make some sense. And if a guy with that kind of talent is wanting to come to your city, and you might be able to get what would now be sort of like a hometown discount, it's definitely something to look into. But my thing is, Ottawa, if Karlsson's main concern is to be home, not worrying about the fact that Ottawa may not be a contender for maybe most of his contract. Ottawa is going to have to hit the cap floor anyways for what they got for him, and then to bring him back again, it would look in public perception in Ottawa is very, very bad, as you all know. This would definitely change things. If you brought Karlsson back, your public perception would be a lot better. You'd probably be able to sell more tickets. You'd probably be able to compensate for his salary not too bad. It would be a pretty good story and look really good on the Ottawa Senators for getting the return they did on him and then bringing him back again. I would I wouldn't count this out. Not to mention, if you have Karlsson and Shabbat on your team, it almost makes you a contender already. Um, they've got some really good Brown coming up. They've got some really good talent coming up to Ottawa. Um, they're going to be young, but they're going to be an up and coming team pretty quick. I would say, as long as they roll their dice right and they rebuild in a way that can happen. They're saying 2 to 3 years. So my thinking is they're going to be, if that's what they're saying. This is Melnick here. How much can you actually believe of what he's saying? But with some, like, I really like the Brown guy they have that's almost ready now this year. Of course, you've got Shabbat, and you've got other defensemen coming up. They've got I think they're number 3 on the prospect side of things, or prospect ratings right now in the NHL. So I think it's conceivable. I think it's very possible, and it would look very good for the organization if they did it. Kudos to now. Maybe this was something they were thinking the whole time, because after you got rid of Karlsson, did you really need to get rid of Hoffman? You know, you start to wonder, did they get rid of Hoffman thinking we're probably going to try to bring Karlsson back here after we bring him the haul that we have? I think Norris was one of the guys they got, and he is just lighting it up in college. I mean, yeah, that's one of the guys that I'm talking about, where they have this young team, and some of the players that they got from Columbus as well. I mean, this team isn't going to be bad for that long. It's not like they're in a horrible position as far as a rebuild is concerned. They have a lot of pieces that haven't yet played but are almost ready to play. So, interesting. I have to say it's very interesting, and it certainly would be probably add some light to the room, that's for sure, and show some direction and all that sort of things like that. Like, show that they had a thought process when they were going into it, because as of now, before all this went down, like with the Duchesne trade, and then you lose them, and then then you don't have Turris either, and now you don't have Karlsson, giving up your first for Duchesne. Everything looked like there wasn't a plan. And this would start to put it back on the road again, that maybe there was a plan after all. Well, boys and girls, that's my full 42%. That's all I have to get. Hit the subscribe button. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering, I'm in the meditation room as usual. Just got finished with the massage, and I'm getting ready for some more meditation and getting my chakras aligned for the next video that's coming to you. So subscribe and hit the bell and get yourself a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace helicopter to your door, signed by me, so you can see the next one. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.